Good morning, 20s. It is 11:11 as I am filming this right now, and it's Wednesday today in Australia, but can I just say, what a fucking weekend. I am just... the universe is just throwing me in, but I'm handling it. So, Divine Feminines, this tells me, because normally I go through what you guys are going through, but obviously in a different way. That tells me that you guys, even though you've literally had a tough weekend, you're handling it. You are handling it. Tomorrow is the 1st of December. Tomorrow is the first day we put Christmas tree up. I'm so excited. Okay. Lots of triggers have been coming up over the weekend. I know on Sunday, Monday, I was faced with my circumstances, the circumstances between me and my Divine Masculine. I was thrown right back into 2013. I was thrown right back into my past. I got through it, and it was interesting because I was probably faced with a trigger that was the most triggering I had ever experienced in this connection. And as it was happening in real time, the only thing that I could notice in that triggered state was my intuition was telling me, it's okay. This is just a trigger. It's not what it seems. It's not what it looks like. You are okay. It was almost like that trigger was an opportunity to see what my intuition feels like when it comes to this connection. Because a lot of the time, 212 on the clock here, a lot of the time, us Divine Feminines have a lot of trauma. So I suffer with CPTSD. So when I'm in a CPTSD trigger, and a lot of it is relational trauma, when I'm in that trigger, I can't tell what's what, because the only thing I'm experiencing is my body telling me I'm unsafe. But in that moment, my body was telling me that I'm safe and that it's okay. And that this is the real deal. That's why. That they are genuine, that this is authentic, this is healthy, and it's a good choice. The cheetah story. It was bringing up a trigger. So it was a trigger about this. It was a trigger on when I was cheated on in my first real karmic relationship, my longest relationship. Around social gatherings and around my partner being out and about, there's this story, a tale as old as time for me, 2013, so almost 10 years ago, that had come up. And I knew that my Divine Masculine was my Divine Masculine. So my Divine Masculine would never, ever, ever engage in these behaviors. Why? Because I am him and he is me, and I would never engage in these behaviors. And it was almost like highlighting the trust that I have for my Divine Masculine, which I didn't know I had that level of trust. And I didn't know that trust, you have to choose to trust. I didn't know that. I thought trust was just a given, until someone shows you that you can't trust them, and that's not true. You choose to trust. And the last time that I had to choose to trust, not that my Divine Masculine did anything that would make me have to choose to trust, if that makes sense. It was more like my trauma was ding, ding, ding. We've been here before, and I'm no, we haven't. Well, yes, 10 years ago, but not with this person, and it's not the same thing. Absolutely, it's not the same thing. But I had to rewire my subconscious patternings, and I had to consciously choose to trust. Whereas before, I trusted my ex because there was no proof, but everyone else was saying that he did. So, and I didn't realize that was a wound for me. Like, because to this day, I still don't know if he did, my ex. I still don't know if he did cheat on me. I'm assuming he did. But it was the wound around the potentiality of being cheated on. And I chose him because I wanted to be with him and I didn't want it to be true. Whereas this time, when my body was telling me it's the same story, even though it wasn't, I chose to just trust my divine masculine because, one, he's my divine masculine. Two, it's not the same situation. Heal past hurts and change your future. That it was an opportunity for that. So a lot of the time, and this is what I mean by your divine masculine is your mirror. Our divine masculines are our mirror. We are a mirror for them. We mirror everything that, and now it's getting, I can't remember where I was just up to, but I was saying that, wait, where was I? I just want to, if there's anyone that's in this similar situation as me right now, that you 100% know that you are a twin flame, no if, buts, or maybes, and this has happened, first of all, take some time to think things through, because you know that you're not thinking clearly, you're not thinking straight. You need to consider all perspectives. Don't make any reactive or impulsive decisions. Some time is needed. But I want you to know that deep down you will know the difference. Deep down you will absolutely know the difference. There will be, you might be pondering it in your conscious mind, your ego, and your ego might be saying, like, oh, but what if, but in your heart and in your soul and your intuition, you know that they didn't. You know that they couldn't have. Because this is a twin flame connection. This is not a karmic connection. But if in your soul you're questioning it, then chances are it's probably a karmic and not a twin flame, and another opportunity for you to sort this out, to deal with it. I was having this download as I was going to sleep last night, and it was, I don't know how it happened, but everything that I had experienced over this last weekend, going from Friday till yesterday, which was Tuesday, everything made sense. I was half asleep and I was having these like realizations and these downloads that it was just really, really sinking in for the first time that, oh my God, they are my equal counterpart. And we know that, right? But last night I really knew it. I really, really knew it. And I feel like it was because we were so in alignment. We were so, at that moment we were so in alignment that everything had become clear. His tower moment over the weekend was my tower moment. His karma is my karma. We always go on about how, the divine masculine's karma. Well, their karma is our karma too. So even though they are experiencing their karma, we are also experiencing karma around that. So when they experience tower moments, we experience tower moments. If it's a true twin flame, it's not that separate. And I think last night I really had the opportunity to shift out of separation consciousness, out of separation energies, because I was able to see how everything is a mirror. I am a mirror for him. He's a mirror for me. And it's the same for you. If you're a true twin flame, I feel like this is not going to resonate with a lot of people. I feel like this is too much of a specific message, and there's only a specific amount of twins that this is speaking to, and that's okay. Expectations. There's something here about the expectations that you might have also noticed that your inner child had really come out over this last weekend in regards to whatever tower moment you both experienced. It's interesting because the tower moment that we experienced wasn't a tower moment that was caused by us. It was caused by external things. It was almost like facilitating a tower moment for both of us individually. from external things of the past. So there was a lesson from my divine masculine about choosing the correct friends and choosing the right friends, and there was and prioritizing himself in a really mature way instead of just going along with whatever everyone wants to do, leveling up, okay? Dealing with past hurts, doing the inner work, major improvement. You deserve the best. And I guess, yeah, my divine masculine knew that I had been having like a PTSD moment before he went to his work Christmas party. And the fact that the night turned out the way it did, just a lot of unexpected shit happened, and it triggered my like autism of like things not going to plan. Like it just really, I was just a complete ball of anxiety. And he knew that all of those things, yes, they were out of his hands, and I don't blame him for anything. Like I understand, like he couldn't help it, and he was trying to do the right thing, and blah, blah, blah. It just was a mess. The night was just a mess. And he was dealing with a lot of shame and guilt around having even put me in a position, even though unintentionally, having put me in a position that would trigger me so deeply, because he knows how he said, like, I just know, like, as soon as this was unfolding, I just knew that this would, like, how this would have affected you, and I did not want that to happen. If I'd just like came home at the time, blah, 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 instead of, yeah. Anyway, it was a big lesson for him in setting boundaries with himself and with his friends and with other people. And for me, it was about allowing myself to feel a certain type of way. And surprisingly, all this did was bring us closer. It didn't bring us further apart, which is really interesting. I was really scared on my end that if I had expressed how this whole situation had made me feel and how my inner child was feeling as a result, my inner child felt very betrayed, felt very let down, felt very discarded and disregarded. Even though my wise adult self, I knew that wasn't the case. My inner child felt that way, and I felt angry at my inner child, which is something I hadn't experienced before, and I had to really tell myself, she has never had anyone in moments like this tell her that it's okay to feel this way. Everyone's just tried to fix it and tell her why she shouldn't feel this way. And but it wasn't like that, blah, blah. Instead of, like, everyone was trying to reason with her instead of just letting her feel the way she was, telling her what was real, allowing her to feel the way she felt. I was really like berating her in my mind. I was like, you need to like calm down, because everything's okay right now, and you're really making it difficult for me to do what I need to do and act how I need to act and feel how I need to feel. You're really making it difficult for me to see the truth of the situation right now. And as soon as I sort of was feeling that way toward her, I realized how wrong that was, and how really she needed me to just validate her in that moment instead of berate her for the way that she felt. And I knew that as soon as I validated her and allowed her to feel that way, that I would feel better. There were some other things coming up over the weekend around sexual energy that I was feeling, and feeling like I had no outlet to express that sexual energy. So that could be also something that you are feeling, Divine Feminine. Your Divine Masculine might not be receptive to that sexual energy at this time. And I had a realization early this morning. It's because we are not receptive to feeling that sexual energy. We are trying to expel it. We are trying to remove it. We are trying to, like, I was even looking up, like, this is a bit TMI, but I was even looking up, like, how to suppress female libido. Because it was plaguing me. I wanted it to, like, I couldn't do anything about it, and I wanted it to get gone, essentially. And I realized that by treating it that way, I was not finding myself a solution. I was making it worse. And my Divine Masculine not being receptive to that sexual energy, if you know what I mean, is because I'm not receptive to that sexual energy. I can't remember what I was just saying, but he's not receptive to my sexual energy because I am not receptive to my own sexual energy. Yes, I'm the one that has it awoken and awakened and ready to be expressed. He doesn't. That doesn't mean that we're out of sync necessarily. It just means that it's reflecting. So it's showing me the way that I see myself as a sexual being and I see my own sexual energy. He's showing me, literally showing me, that is how I feel on some level. I'm not yet conscious of it, but I can see that must obviously be how I'm feeling about my own sexual energy. And this goes for anything, guys, not just sexual energy. I'm just using this as an example. And for him, I am obviously showing him at this moment how he really feels sexually. But he doesn't necessarily, maybe he shames that part of him, or maybe he doesn't let himself feel it because of whatever conditioning. So it's the same thing. The same thing is happening, but it's just showing up in different ways. So I'm needing to look to what he's showing me instead of look to try and like just fix the situation, because the fixing the situation, it's not going to work. All right, so Divine Masculine, let's see, what messages do you have to say about all of this? Heal. So there is some healing that needs to happen. Healing that is happening right now. Breaking the chains. So the Divine Masculine is really breaking the chains right now on his own stuff. Okay? Breaking the chains that have kept him bound, that have kept him from seeing his own light. Okay? When it comes to this sexual energy that is being suppressed within you, Divine Masculine, and obviously within the Divine Feminine, what is the key to this? I always ask flow, okay? Being in flow instead of trying to control it. Look, we've got lots of orange in this, okay? Instead of trying to control it and trying to fix it and trying to just get it happening, allow it to flow, because it's not flowing. And I think that's the issue. And in Divine Feminine, you have this understanding that it's there because you feel it, right? You can't ignore that feeling. But if you're allowing it to flow, you don't have to just do something about it, if that makes sense. If you allow it to flow, okay, it can flow and then it can be engaged with on both ends. And I always ask my Divine Masculine, because he facilitates the Divine Masculine. The Divine Masculine facilitates what's going on in the 3D, okay? The Divine Masculine's higher self, so they have this understanding. Hence why they're always so, and I think this is why they are always so ready and willing to face whatever's going on in the 3D more than we are, because we're sort of more in the 5D when it comes to the connection at a certain stage. So allowing this sacral energy, this sexual energy to flow, meaning allowing it to just exist. You don't have to do anything about it. Yes, it's showing up to tell you something that it wants to be expressed. Well, the way to let it be expressed is by allowing it to flow first, because it has to flow between the two of you, right? Think of the Kundalini. Sorry about my chair. It has to flow between the two of you, not just one person, for it to be channeled and expressed between the two of you. So as soon as you accept that, yes, you might be the first one to sort of be feeling it right now, it doesn't mean that they won't be too. Look at this, allowing it to be expressed. This is sort of like the energy here. Yes, if you continue to control, your Divine Masculine is saying, if you continue to try to control this energy, and it doesn't necessarily have to be sexual energy. It could be like creative energy. It could be wanting to create a home, wanting to have a baby. Some of you, it could be wanting to get into a relationship, that's still creative energy. So whatever it is, it has something to do with the sacral chakra. It's not just always sexual, but in my instance right now it is. And awaiting results. Look at this, leading. They're trying to lead right now. So if you continue to try to control this by making it happen, by communicating it or whatever, it's not going to, because right now it's not at that stage. It needs to flow. That's the missing component here. The missing component is flow and releasing control. Allow it to flow inside you, flow within you, because then it can reach your counterpart, that energy, that desire. Let's just call it desire, right? Because desire is sacral energy, and desire, yes, is sexual, but it's also dreams and ambition and hopes and like Nine of Cups energy, right? It's not always just sexual energy. Look at this lead. They're trying to lead, but yeah, you're trying to make this happen in some way, even if it's just mentally, even if it's just energetically. You're like, oh God, like I wish this would happen, or I wish we could make this happen. That's still the energy of control. You're still holding it too tight because you're not allowing it to flow to your divine masculine. Your divine masculine is wanting you to observe this energy. Observe it. Doesn't mean it won't be fulfilled, okay? Does not mean it won't be fulfilled. It just means you need to observe it first. Okay, observing it. Then we have manifest. This is how you manifest it. You observe the desire, allow it to flow, and watch it manifest. Why? Because your divine masculine is the one that will make it happen in the 3D. This isn't to say that like you can't ever initiate anything in your life that you want to happen in the connection. It just means this specific thing, whatever this is that you are desiring with your divine masculine, this specific thing, your divine masculine isn't receptive to it right this moment because of whatever else they've got going on, or it's just not showing up in their energy field yet because you're not allowing it to come through, okay? On a 5D level, your divine masculine desires this as much as you do, but they're not aware of it. They're not open to it. We've got the listen card. What do they want you to listen to? Simply love. Okay, so the divine masculine might be showing you a lot more love in their, however they show you love, okay? You need to pay attention to that because, wow, this is, I swear we got these 3 cards in like the last video I did. So they're wanting you to listen because there's a real opportunity here for this to come in, okay? They're really wanting you to listen, strengthening bonds. There's an opportunity for this to come in, okay? And they want you to just focus on only love. Yeah, look at this. Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Love. Guys, simply love. Unconditional love, self-love, oneness. We've got that twice here. Passion, affection, and attraction. So the opportunity here, your divine masculine's higher self is literally saying like, well, which is your higher self, but the divine masculine energy of your guys' higher self is saying, like, please, divine feminine, let it flow. Whatever you feel, don't try to fight it. Just because you can't make it happen, that's masculine energy. Again, sink in, lean back to that, and allow it to flow. Sink in, lean back, and visualize that energy flowing between the two of you energetically, because that is the only way that it can reach your divine masculine. Okay? Hand of cards, not showing hand, gambling, options, being strategic, risk, taking a chance. It's going to feel like you're neglecting it by not taking control, but this is just another chaser energy, another factor of you being in your masculine too much, or you know what I mean? We've been talking a lot about that, so sink in and lean back to that. Kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection. This is how you receive that. This is how you allow your divine masculine to receive that energy that you are feeling so that they can give it to you.